Alright, well, I've recently come back from San Francisco, and while I was in San Francisco for a wedding, I had a few people challenge me to make a vlog, that there are stories to be told here. But there's something that concerns me about telling stories, and that's decency, that's civility, and censorship. Three things. Decency, civility, and censorship. Right, I'm not concerned about the decency of my videos or the civility of my videos or even having to censor them. My fear is the comment section. I feel as though the internet has brought out the worst in us, and so I find myself challenged with the thought, do I step forward into this? Knowing that comments are going to be awful? Do I censor comments, or do I just let things go? So this is me, honestly saying I'm not sure how I'll step forward, but I am in Beijing. There are some amazing stories to be told. There are some very interesting things I've interacted with. And I'm going to trust that there are still civil and decent people out there. So hopefully you'll be hearing from me more often. You'll be hearing from some of my friends, my wife, some of the stories and interactions we have here in China. There's much to be considered in life. There's much delicious food in China. Moving forward, I may have to censor some things. Not my own, the comments. But again, my hope is that people will be decent and civil. Perhaps I'm asking too much of a new generation, but it would be nice. So, one mystery is why in every restaurant they use an Egyptian design for all of their tissue boxes. This is something I will investigate later. For now, this is the beginning to what could be a very short-lived adventure of sharing my experiences. More later. Alright, hi, I'm Nathan, and I'm here in Beijing. I want you to notice, smoking is not prohibited. So I'm here editing this video, and I hear this chump say that smoking is not prohibited. What the heck does that mean? I mean, am I trying to be witty and to say that although smoking is prohibited, no one follows the rule? Is it a Freudian slip? Man, what a great start to the first vlog. The first 15 seconds, I say something totally, well, Nathanistic. Anyway, thought I'd give you a little walkthrough of the area that I'm in. This could get awkward, maybe people in the elevator, but that's okay. So, yeah, anyway, Beijing is home to about 25 million people, of which only about 8 million are actually from Beijing. The rest have moved from other cities to Beijing. So I'm just going to give you a little walkthrough of what things look like here at my apartment, and hope I'm not heading up. No, good, we're going down. I'll walk through the area I live in. It's been a blessing to live here. I've lived here for almost 2 years. So anyway, let's walk you through the area. There'll be a lot of videos that come out of my area where I live. A lot of exciting things going on here. I apologize for the white balance. Things are going to get real weird as I walk outside. But there are a lot of really interesting things in the area. You may be asking, who am I? Well, I'm Nathan. Moved out here in 2011 with the hopes of learning, exploring, and enjoying. And I've learned, explored, and enjoyed much. There's still much left to explore, much left to learn, and much left to enjoy as well. So anyway, leaving my building here. But there'll be a lot of vlogs that come out of life here in Beijing. As I mentioned, 25 million people. There are probably now more cars than there are bikes in Beijing. There are at least 1 million new cars added a year. Fun little fact. At least it used to be a fact. Maybe fake news now, I'm not sure. But you'll notice tons of cars. I'm living close to the central business district, which is home to at least 7 million people. It's in Chaoyang district, which has a population larger than Finland. I'm very sorry, Auntie. Your country is outnumbered in one district in Beijing. But anyway, I'm going to walk you through this little street here. Lots of interesting life in our little area. It's called a xiaoqu, which literally means little area. So as we go along, you get to see part of what I experience day by day. Kind of interesting. And there is a, hey, hello. It's one of our guards. There's a chance I may get yelled at for doing this. The police may be called because things are weird here. Anyway, hello. Hey. That's our water guy. He brings us our water every day. Well, every day we need it. So I just give him right there a phone call, and he brings a big jug of water. So hoping to actually talk to him, talk about his life story. He's not from Beijing. Don't know how long he's been here, but he's been doing our water for at least a year and a half. Water here is another topic I'd like to touch on. One of the questions is, how do you get your water where you live, right? If you're in the US, you turn on your tap and you may worry, oh no, it may taste bad. If you're in Michigan, there may be some lead in the water, but here, no one drinks tap water, which makes life interesting. If you're a conservationist, it makes life very challenging. Everything's bottled. Here's something I'm going to touch on real quick. So these guys make their living selling recycled cardboard, which is a very tough job. Well, I'd love to actually talk about them as well. They're all migrant workers here in Beijing, meaning that they moved from their hometowns here to Beijing. This here is where we buy our food. Let me show you here. This here is where we buy our pork. It's fresh all the time. So when I make my pork, we go there and you buy it. There's a jungle cat that lives there. Haven't seen him in a while. And there are lots of people that eat outside. Hello! Haha! Oh, 你想要拍照? Oh, someone wants to get a picture here. Ha! Hello! 哎呦喂，好！哎呀！好，你们是北京人吗？哎，真好，真好。土生的人啊，真好。哦，我现在去我的公司。谢谢谢谢。对，团结湖公园。中午休息吗？吃饭吗？我已经吃了，谢谢谢谢。对。
我看看你什么相机可以吗？
哦，对，就是我想要给我朋友们一个看看北京的生活是怎么样的朋友。对。我住在北京8年，所以
8年。
对，
这条小街最有特点，这条街。
对，我最喜欢这个地方。
你来晚了，哪天来早点一块喝酒，这条小街比你现在看的还要精彩。
哦，好好，嘿，认识你们很高兴，
很高兴，很高兴。OK，
拜拜。
好，这转发哪儿去这个
So made a few friends here who apparently well, they enjoy drinking and they enjoy photography, and well, that's one of the things that makes this area beautiful, is that you never know who you're going to run into. This old guy here in front of me is enjoying riding his bike. So bike riding is one of the main ways of transportation here in this area. It's what I do most days. I'm walking today, so I can show you this video. Here's something I'd like to highlight. This is a Sanlanchu, meaning three-tire vehicle. That's how everything is delivered. You order food and it comes on these little motorcycles. This is my shop where I buy fruit and vegetables every day, fresh every day. It's wonderful. Man, I could talk forever. Another noteworthy thing here, these are public restrooms, and well, some people, that's where they use the restrooms. These little side streets here, people live down these side streets. So there are people that live in these areas here. You can see the big buildings, I think. Let me check and make sure. Yeah. So big buildings there people live in, and then you notice through the smog, haze, pollution, that's the new tallest building. But life for some people is not as nice, and they live in this area. It's kind of slummy, but it's home for me, and I love this area. Oh, one more thing I want to note. That there is not solar power. I am so annoyed with the number of idiots that tell me that China has all kinds of solar power. That's not solar power. That's the way you heat your water. So the sunlight hits those little poles and they heat, and then you have hot water. So in the morning when you wake up, there's no sunshine and there's no hot water, and it's absolutely miserable. Here's a Beijing taxi, a little bit of local wildlife. Yeah, no, those aren't solar panels, it's actually hot water. It's kind of neat. So as we walk along, I'll showcase here. So this here, you can see that the power grid, a lot of the power is still above, but they're trying to move it down underground. So this was new last year. They're really doing a good job consolidating everything. Beside me here is part of the bike carnage left by the bicycle sharing group. What you doing? How? What you? How? So as I'm talking about bike carnage, and there's a lot of it, you can just look up more bike OFO, you'll see the carnage. This local man runs out at me, screaming at me. I purposely didn't get him in the video to respect him, but very ironic choice of terms. Bike carnage, and there was almost, literal carnage, more verbal, but very angry, unhappy man. So some of the people here get really scared. Apparently, I apologize. Telling this guy, don't worry. This is where I buy my food every day. Buy fresh tofu, potatoes, eggs. It's really nice. We have another restroom here. You'll notice this is also where the trash is disposed of, which is quite nice. So anyway, I'm walking my way to the subway. I'll show you on a map what that looks like. It's only about a 10-minute walk, and the subway will take me just about anywhere in the city. Personally, I would much rather ride my bike. Bike riding is always the fastest. I can't say it's the fastest. Bike riding is always the most comfortable way to travel for me. You have the freedom to just ride along the roads, and Beijing is actually laid out in such a way that it's very friendly to bike riders, very friendly. Now when these came along, you'll notice these little shareable bikes. When those came along, the bike lane became a lot less usable, kind of hard, very frustrating. But yeah, here is a Wangba. This is where people go to play video games. You can rent a table and you can play whatever video games you want to play. It's kind of cool if you're into that thing. I'm not. This is a computer repair center. You go up to the window, hand them your laptop, and they repair it. It's kind of cool. This area has changed a little bit recently, but everything changes day by day. The Beijing I moved to back in 2011 is no longer the Beijing that I know. So we have lots of old people that live here in this area. It's very beautiful. A lot of retirees. So we're coming out here to one of the main roads, which is here. So yeah, out of my little xiaoqi and back out to normal Beijing. You notice we have lovely propaganda posters that encourage you to be a good citizen, to obey the law, to spend time with family. You'll also notice that we have cameras everywhere. I want to point out the flowers. One of the really nice things about being here in Beijing, we don't have a lot of green space, but this green space that we have is kept beautifully. These flowers are gorgeous. Let me see if I can walk over here and show you. So these are Beijing roses. They're very special. Let's see if I can hop on over. So look at these roses. So this is the Beijing rose, which is just stunning. Ah, I love it. So they plant these all over the city. Sorry, police just went by. I don't want to get myself in any trouble. With old people yelling at me and people following me, you never know. Being a foreigner here sometimes attracts unwanted attention. So we have McDonald's, we have the Bank of China, a lot of stuff in the area. I'm almost here to the subway. Once I get to the subway, I'm going to cut this off. My heart's pounding because some of these people are really angry. Seeing the old man really upset concerns me, not for me, but for his safety. I just don't want to cause problems for anyone. Some of the people living here are very afraid that a picture will be taken of them, that they'll be sent back to their home province. I don't fully understand this feeling. It has been a blessing to live here. Foreigners that move here and learn the language are treated with the utmost respect for the most part. I'm speaking generally and from my own experience, so if you've had a different experience, I apologize. Living in Beijing has been an absolute blessing to me. Every day is a new adventure. Sometimes adventures are good, sometimes they're not good, but my adventures have been almost all of the good type. I mean, I had a digital SLR stolen on the way to a photo trip to Western China. I've had all kinds of fun stories. Maybe I'll share some of them. Last thing I'm going to show you here is the shared bikes. So I'll explain how these work later, but it's really amazing how many have been distributed. I would say there are too many, but you notice on the way to the subway here, you have